Lead the charge with Milwaukee. Performance, power, precision, no petrol hassles. Learn more at milwaukeetool.com.au. Milwaukee, nothing but heavy duty. Aces, I know I always talk about the RIXXs, but I got to offer you the discount again. In case you've forgotten or in case you're sleeping under a rock, we have a special discount code for everyone that listens to this podcast or watch the podcast. It's ACES. Head online to rixeyewear.com.au and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off. That's right, 20% off, 1/5 at checkout and free express shipping. So head online, rixeyewear.com.au and check it out. All right, do we have a big show for you today? Let's get stuck into it. Welcome back, Aces. Tommy Talks is back. I'm back in Australia and we're going to kick it off with a special guest. Will, welcome to the potty, brother. Great to have you. Been chatting all year, but being based in Brisbane, it's hard to get you on. But, mate, Great to see your face.
Yeah, lovely to be.
NFL, we love NFL. I've just got back from the States, so let's just get straight into that for a starting. I just got back from New York. I've went to the worst NFL game in history, the Jets v. the Giants. Giants home game. There's more punts than points. Painful. About as painful as watching your Steelers win every week. Mate, when did you fall in love with NFL and American sport?
Yeah, I loved NFL for a long time. My brother and I got into it, I don't know what year that was. It was when Eli Manning and Peyton Manning were the peak of their powers, I reckon. It was the year the Broncos won the Super Bowl. So, being their brothers, Levi and I, we love the Manning bros. So, watched them, and then I sort of moved on to the Steelers after they were no good back then. So, but Levi stayed with the Broncos and loved NFL ever since.
Was Antonio Brown running around when you fell in love with the Steelers?
Yeah, he was flying. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
There you go. You've heard the story with Dunks. Has Dunks told you the story with cooking him lunch?
He told me he went and did a bit of a training session of a few days with him, but he didn't tell me the ins and outs of it.
It's outrageous. Him and Hayden Crozier were making him lunch like peasants in the kitchen. But yeah, it all went downhill after that. Yeah. Mate, how you going? It's let's talk about your off season. It looked much different to everyone else. But first of all, how are you tracking? How are you feeling? How's the mind?
Yeah.
From the outside looking in, you're so professional. You look like you're going to get back quicker than anyone because you just do everything perfectly. But how's it been? Has it been a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's probably one of the tougher things I've been through from a footy standpoint. But yeah, I'm in a better position now. I'm right in the middle of my rehab. What am I, 15, 16 weeks now, so well and truly running and starting to kick and do the fun stuff again, which is nice for the mental side of things. So yeah, right back into it and feeling a lot. But yeah, obviously it was tough, especially when the games are still going and the club getting right through to the grand final was good for the club, but tough to watch on. So yeah, it's awesome that we're sort of through that now and can look forward to next year.
There are heaps of questions we always put up the Aces questions and, Aces, if you're listening or watching, I've got your names. I normally read them out, but I'm going to ask a few of your questions because they're all kind of on our mind. What were your initial thoughts once you got injured? Because I've spoken to a fair few boys that have had the same injury and talk about what the injury is for anyone that's living under a rock. But what were your initial thoughts? What goes through your head in that moment?
Yeah, well, I tore my ACL and had a few other little things with the injury. So I was around 17 or 18 last season. And yeah, it was sort of a weird one. I never really felt anything like it, obviously, but the motion was pretty stock standard, just sort of try to change direction and try to win a hard ball. It was from a centre bounce and sort of just, I guess, moved a little bit awkwardly. And I think someone sort of fell back on me a bit. And yeah, it was a weird, I thought something was with my kneecap. Like I just felt something, my leg went that way and my body went the other way. And I knew it wasn't great straight away. And fortunately, it was the worst possible outcome. And it happened very quickly, like 15, 16 weeks already it's flown by. So it's good to be through that initial period.
Yeah, it is, mate. And you definitely look like you're tackling it and you're going to be back bigger and stronger and better. But when you did it and they take you off, do they say, oh, mate, like, what does the doctor say to you? Because they're clearly trying to look after you and say, you're going to be all right, but they're also got to wait till the test the next day or the scan. The scan completely confirms it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I had an MRI the day after, but yeah, obviously as it probably most people would know, or we would know anyway, that if you're walking after it, it's probably not as good from an ACL standpoint. So I sort of got up and started walking, and it was nice to move, and the crowd was getting up and about for me, but I knew like, this is probably not the best news. So then when I get off, they do a bit of testing, and they sort of alluded to the possibility of what it could have been. But obviously nothing's set in stone. You can't tell them until the MRI, as you said. So had that the next day, but was sort of trying to stay positive, but thinking that it was going to be that, and trying to prepare myself for the worst case scenario, and it ended up being that.
Yeah, and once you found out it was the worst case scenario, like how did you, just to give people an insight, I know you're a very positive guy, you're very diligent with everything you do, but how flat were you, and how long were you flat for?
Yeah, no, it was very, very tough, I think. The worst, well, obviously, it's a very painful, and just all the things that you're trying to do from a physical standpoint, you can't do in the first 4 weeks, like, just simply walking or getting upstairs, and that all sort of adds up as well as the mental side of it. But yeah, I had the MRI on the Sunday, and it came through pretty quickly. The club were really good about it, and did it as quick as possible to try and put my mind at ease. And I got the call on the way home, and I actually broke down, to be honest, from after receiving the call, and it was really tough for me and my mum and my whole family. So yeah, it was a very tough time, and don't really like talking about that too much and try to move past it. But now we're through that period, and it's obviously it's about getting back to footy, but it's just nice to have some normal function again and be able to do the things I enjoy doing from a physical and from a physical training perspective.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's nothing like being able just to run.
Yeah.
Forget how good little things are, don't you? It's like when I had my finger surgery. Yeah. I couldn't eat for 2 weeks. I had 2 fingers surgery. I couldn't do anything. And you just go far out. Like you forget how you got to be grateful for the little things, don't you?
Absolutely.
And with an ACL, last time I think I spoke to was Johnny Patton, but what's the time frame? Is it a full year, 9 months, 12 months? Like what are they telling you? Are you kind of, I know it's KPI driven and mate, you got to tick this off before you do that, but have you got a lot of your fans have written in, they want to know when you're kind of aiming to come back. Have you got like a goal on a round that you think would be achievable?
Yeah, me being probably a bit impatient, just wanting to get back as quick as I can and pinpoint around and try and get back for that. But I think it's obviously going to be, as you said, driven by what I can achieve and how well I heal in that time period. It's probably looking at around the 10-month mark, so around 8 or 9 or somewhere in that ballpark.
That's great.
Is a realistic goal from the medical team and the team at the club. So that's sort of where my head's at with it, and just trying to work towards getting back then. Oh,
mate, fingers crossed you're back then and you're flying, which you will be. Let's keep talking about the year, and then I'm going to move on to a few other things. But I don't mean to be Debbie Downer over here, but the grand final, right? How hard was it watching the boys play, knowing that you can't be out there?
Yep.
And also seeing them fall like as short as you can, knowing that, that could be in you the difference. What goes through your mind watching the game? I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've been emergency, so I haven't been a star like you out, but you're sitting there going, I wish I could be out there, but you're also there for the boys. Yeah. It's a very weird day. Yeah. How are you? Because I got a bit of mail that someone was next to you watching you and you were distressed. It was hard to watch. So I reckon you just looked stressed and it was hard to watch for you. So yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's a tough one because I want nothing more than see my teammates succeed and achieve the ultimate success, even if I can't play. And that was the sort of difficult part I had to grapple with a bit because, as you said, I wish I was out there and contributing to hopefully winning the game and being a premiership player and bring the premiership back to the Lions. So, yeah, that was the tough part. And even just the build-up throughout the whole final series, just trying to, chat with people close to me. And at that stage of my rehab, I wasn't doing a whole lot. It was sort of more about the recovery phase. So my mind was just racing all the time, just thinking about footy still because it's still right in your face every day. So that was the tough part, just trying to grapple with those two sort of emotions, I guess. And spoke to a fair few people who, like you said, you were in a bit of a similar position. I spoke to Marcus Adams, who just finished up at the club, but he went through a similar thing at the Dogs, and I spoke to him on grand final day for a fair while and a bit before that. So yeah, it was an interesting one, and don't wish upon that on anyone, to be honest. So, but yeah, obviously you want the club to win and succeed, and they fell short. So our attention shifts to next year.
Yeah, you're right. It does. It moves forward quickly, and yeah, it's a shocking situation. Whether you're injured, whether you're emergency, whether you're long or short term, it's a hard one for everyone that's on the sidelines. But yeah, that's why they're so hard to win, and the boys that do it. Do you think everyone should get a medal? Just thinking in my head, what are your thoughts? Obviously, we love our American sport. They all get a ring. Yeah. Do you think AFL should go that way?
I'm not sure. I don't mind the idea if you play a game throughout the year. Like if you're part of the club in the seniors at some point in the year, then potentially.
So one game you get the medal.
No, there's a bit of grey area there, I think. Yeah, mate, potentially. I don't know.
What about poor Johnny, old mate Johnny in the background there? That's the only player that hasn't played a game on the list, and everyone else has played one.
Yeah, that's a
poor bastard gets no medal.
Not great. But I don't know about the NBA. Like, isn't it if they just play with the team that year, they get one?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's.
I'm not sure about that.
And there's that much player movement.
Yeah,
it's more about the culture. I don't know. There's a lot of. I'm going to sit on the fence. I don't have an answer, but. The way we've been brought up, I feel like if I was receiving a medal and I hadn't played a game, and you got a bloke on the street that gives you one, like, mate, you didn't deserve that. You deep down, you go, oh, maybe he's right. Maybe I'm not sure. Yeah. Just because you've always grown up and it's like the 18 or 22 on the field. 23 now, but they get the medal for their hard work. But yeah, look, it's a great argument, and a lot of things are changing. Speaking of change, AFL has just released the fixture as we record this podcast, and I see that you're hosting the Blues at the Gabba. How big's that going to be for the club? Because the final they had up there, which was a cracker, Blues were out flying, but their support was huge. It sounded like a great game to be at.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was awesome. I was sitting like second level on the wing, and when they were sort of flying at the start of the game, it was a bit of a worry, and the crowd went a bit quiet.
Oh, mate, they were humming.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were up and about. But yeah, it'll be a huge game. I think what they've done's pretty interesting and unique and cool for the game. So, it'll be cool to kick the season off that way.
There's a lot of angry Carlton fans and Collingwood fans. I know the Pies are going to the Giants Stadium.
Yeah.
Obviously, the AFL's recognised there's a gap with NRL going to Vegas, so they're going to try get in there. But you got to try new things. You're in business, you got to try them. You got to learn from all these things. Speaking of, mate, we'll get to a little bit of footy stuff later, but let's talk about you before we talk about business. You're a very impressive young man. How old are you now?
Just 19.
19 years old. Like, what is it about? I mean, how are you? This is a weird question, but how are you so impressive at a young age? I'm sure you get this a lot. Is the way you've been brought up, is it someone's taught, like, you just present well, you're very professional, you're very good at certain things that other people take a few more years to progress. Where did you start to, be so elite?
Interesting question. No, I think you alluded to it a bit with how I was brought up. That's definitely part of it. My mum and dad and my family I'm very close with, and they had a big contribution to steering me in the path that I'm sort of going down now. But I think a lot of it comes back to just my values and what my purpose, I guess, for not just, first of all, trying to achieve myself and put everything, do everything I can in my power to be the best player and person I can be, and that's a big part of it. But trying to help others as well and try and help them achieve what they want to achieve. So that's sort of where my business sort of pursuits came from. Just trying to lead by example, and that's from that standpoint, and drive myself to try to be as successful as I can be.
What is your purpose?
My purpose, my business is Wash Performance and Wellbeing. What an app that we just released, and my purpose with that is to try and provide kids, I guess, who are maybe not in those elite pathways or are too young to be, that provide them with resources and information that can potentially set them up. I think, people go through their junior careers, if you're talking from a footy standpoint or just in general, potentially go through the motions a bit or don't know how to get to where they want to get to. I think so many people maybe fall short because they just don't have the access to what they need to be the best they can be. So that's sort of my purpose, to try and provide support, the leadership, content, resources, opportunity to all these not disadvantaged, but just potentially, lacking in some of those areas through access, I guess, and try to provide them with the opportunity.
Love it, mate. Love that. And what about your personal with footy life?
Yep.
Very similar?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where I always came from when I was younger. Just trying to do everything in my power, not wasting a day. I just obviously love footy, and it's pretty, I love going into to work every day and knowing that's what I got to do, just trying to achieve on the footy field, amongst other things, obviously. But so I just love the grind. Even though now I'm in a bit of that rehab phase, and it's a tough sort of period, I guess. I still love, going in when everyone's on holidays and putting in the work early in the morning and working towards getting back and hopefully having an impact.
Love it, mate. Love it. You are built differently. A lot of people listening would be questioning themselves, wouldn't they, Brado? They'd be looking in the mirror going, he's 19 and then we're all 30, looking like you know what. But, mate, very impressive and love seeing the business side. Let's talk about the business side. I get, I just really interested in this stuff. When did you start Wash? And it's an app. I know apps are not easy. So who's creating the app? When did you decide to go from, content to app?
Yeah. Yeah, I had the vision probably a few years ago now, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and was sort of just waiting to hopefully build a bit of a profile and get the access myself, I guess, to be able to put more time and effort into the app and the business. So, yeah, I've got a team of a few of us who sort of work. We're all pretty young and ambitious and trying to, learn new things every day. So, that's sort of the vision with the app and the business, and got a few events on the go as well, which will hopefully be pretty exciting in the future. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's just the beginning for us. So, yeah, it'll be an exciting next phase.
So what do? We download the app. What do we, sell the app to me?
Okay. Yeah, no, we've got a socials, Instagram. So links in my bio and Wash's bio through Instagram and TikTok. And then, we got our own website. So you can sign up through there as well. And and the events is actually another sort of key aspect that we're trying to push as well. We're doing an event in about a month now here in Melbourne, just for the similar target market to teach some footy education, some things around on-field performance, off-field, some of the stuff we're just talking about now with the professionalism and things like that. So, looking forward to building that up as well. Yeah,
beautiful, mate. And where's this event? How do people get involved?
Yeah, it's at Trevor Barker Oval, which is in Sandy. It's the 3rd of December, so it's the same sort of deal. Sign up through the socials, and there's a fair bit of content on our social media around what the day is going to look like, and same thing for the app. Plenty of content and resources there to have a look on.
Now, personally with recovery, mate, I've got my own methods, and I don't care what you say. I'm just going to tell you what I think. Yeah. I think skins, performance, I think they're a waste of time. Yeah. What is your opinion on my opinion?
Why do you ask that?
Well, I think they're a myth. I think there's a lot of things about recovery that you need to be doing, but I used to hate wearing skins. I used to think they made me body temperature hot. I couldn't relax, but, it was a team rule that you had to wear them after a game, had to travel in them. I used to just hate it.
Yeah.
There's this, your boys are laughing here. Do you love skins?
Yeah.
This isn't a stitch up. This is genuine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I was instructed by the medical team to wear skins when I was traveling. So I flew, was it 2 days ago now? I was wearing them then. I'm wearing them now, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah,
You're not one of those guys. My mate used to wear them out all the time. And hey, I'm one of one.
Just for the knee. I wouldn't.
A bit different for the knee.
I wouldn't opt to wear them, on the podcast.
No, sorry, bit different when you're going through what you're going through. I'm talking when there's the boys are laughing at the back. I am telling you now, they're a myth if you're fit and available, not if you've got a knee injury. Obviously, compression's very important, corky, all this stuff. But I'm talking when your body's flying and wearing them for 2 days after a game. Do you think?
Nah, myth. Yeah, myth. I agree with you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I just needed to ask the king of Wash. There's a recovery king over here. What is your favourite type of recovery for your own body? What do you prefer? There's obviously so many different things.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I try and tap into a lot of them, to be honest. I think you can't go past ice bath. I've started doing the sauna actually a fair bit. Not sure if there's a lot of research behind that, but I think that works fairly well. We do that with the boys. So doing that 3-4 times a week, which is probably a new one I've adopted. But then the typical stuff with ice baths and like myotherapy, stretching, rolling, all the simple stuff sort of adds up. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, love it. I prefer massaging, hate stretching. I prefer that when they massage and they can stretch, you can do all that neural stuff.
Yeah.
Love that. Love the ice bath. I reckon not too much ice though. You got to do it 3 times a week. Yeah, you do it with impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing it every day, I feel like the body gets used to it.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey, I got to ask the recovery king about all this stuff. Any other business stuff off field that you're doing? This business stuff, is this what gives you your release? Because my mail is you are a footy head, you love footy, you've already said that. And sometimes, and this is just what, you see this, is when people are so all out on footy, they can get really stressed when something like an injury does happen, but you've got an outlet, which is the business stuff. Is that what gives you that kind of release?
Yeah, it's definitely a big part of it. That's probably the number one. I love golf as well. Play a lot of golf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we can talk about that for hours if you want. But love golf. That's I can't play much golf at the moment either with the knee.
Yeah.
But they're probably the main 2 in season that I've focused heavily on outside, as well as hang out with friends and family and stuff like that. But yeah, from that's where my focus leads to.
Yeah, golf's good. Golf's great. Well, we'll get Dommy Tyson to sort you out with some clutch and co. I know
I've got some gear.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was talking to him earlier, he's got some great stuff coming. Every time we talk golf, we've got to drop the Clutch & Co. And discount code ACES if you're out there. Clutch & Co. keeps that one alive for all the listeners. Mate, talk about the year. I want to know the NFL, the AFL draft's coming up, and you went pick 2, father-son. I remember when you were about to get drafted, the hype for the whole year, probably when the underages started to get a lot of content online. Some people are out there filming, that just you wouldn't normally get that.
Yeah.
I reckon you and Nick Dacos were the first of its kind, but what's it like going so early and having so much media attention? Is there a lot of pressure, or do you kind of block out that external noise?
Yeah, I was probably, as you said, I was a bit more exposed to it early on, like baseline footy, who do a lot of that media stuff I got to be following now. That probably kicked off, as you said, when Nick was his draft year and then mine as well. So I had a fair bit of exposure, which sort of probably, it's nice. It's a bit of fun and it feels good. But I think I was probably a bit more prepared leading into an AFL environment that what it comes with, and wasn't too starstruck, I guess, by all that hype and attention. So I was just more focused on trying to come in and impact straight away, because it was drilled into me really early days from dad and other mentors I had that it doesn't come easy when you get to the AFL, and it all restarts. So it doesn't matter what you did in your junior career. It's a completely new environment and the most important time to perform. So that's what I sort of focused on to get myself ready to play. My goal was to play round 1. I did that, and then to really have an impact and help the team win every week.
No, you certainly did. You certainly did. So going through that draft, all the media stuff, you're kind of preparing through that. It wasn't didn't really phase you at all?
No, not too much. I didn't do, because I signed with the Lions, I think in August that year. So
it must be a nice feeling just knowing you've got this squiggle in August. Everyone else has to wait till November, December.
Yeah, I could just enjoy my footy then and, try and play some good footy for the Dragons and Vic Metro and stuff like that. So, I didn't do too many interviews at the draft and sort of cruise around a little bit. But from a media standpoint, I just sort of tried to soak it in and enjoy it and get ready for the year.
Was it great seeing Nick go through before you? Just to see the impact he had at a young age, as I was clearly flying, one of the best I think everyone's seen at such a young age. Did that give you good confidence going into your season?
Yeah, absolutely. What he was able to do from an underage perspective, under 18's perspective, and then in his first year was absolutely, for sure. I think that opened up a new pathway for, first year. I play more mid and half forward, but for first year players, sort of play off half back and have a great impact there. Like what Shees did last year was probably, following that sort of mold. So what he did, and for future guys coming through this year and years to come, it'll absolutely set them up.
Now, I don't play fantasy AFL Supercoach, but, I love me NFL. But if I was, and there's a lot of people listening, who are the young guns coming through the draft this year? When you're in you're in tack with all these guys, there's always a couple of specials that aren't getting hyped enough? Is there anyone that you just think's going to be a superstar that's going to be drafted? I think when this podcast comes out the next week or so. But in the 2023 national draft.
To be honest, I haven't watched a lot of the underage guys this year. I've watched a lot of them play against Levi, I guess, or some with. But I think like Riley Sanders will be. I'll play with him, probably a bit biased, but I'll play with him. My brother played with him this year. I think his ability to rack it up and just use the ball well, very very silky smooth midfielder, and he'll be able to come in and have an impact straight away, or at some point have a long career, I reckon. So he's probably one that I'd touch on, and he had some great games this year and achieved some great accolades and things like that. So he'll be good when he comes in.
Let's talk about Levi, your brother. How is your brother get drafted this year?
No, he's next draft.
Next year, I thought so. He's only underage. How did he go this year? I don't. As I said, I haven't been tuning in, but I know he's. As I said, that baseline footy, that was the one I was trying to think of. It pops up all the time. Yeah. Is he better than you, or have you got him covered?
He's better.
You think he's better?
Oh, I don't know. I'll just say that. Give him a
pump up. So he's a superstar as well.
Yeah, he's a gun. He'll be. Yeah, so he's next draft, and he's just trying to prepare himself. He's had a good taste of playing Vic Metro this year, and we won the premiership this year again with the Dragons. So he's had some good taste of underage footy, and just prepare for next year.
Another father-son.
Or maybe. We'll see. He's his own person. He can make his own decisions and see what he wants to do.
What is there maybe he won't be father-son?
Or maybe not. Might have to ask him, get him on the potty next week.
I'll have to. Yeah. The Lions would be filthy if he didn't come. I mean, these father-sons, they're popping out left, right and centre. Collingwood are flying. The Lions are flying. You wonder why they're both in the granny. Must be good having it. What was it like having a younger brother? Like, I never had one, but, you're both very, like, do you have any sisters?
Yeah, one sister. She's 14. Yeah.
Is she elite at something as well? What is she?
She plays netball and footy. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a superstar as well. I mean, your parents are just unbelievable.
Yeah, you can put it down to that if you want. Yeah.
Let's talk about, like, seriously, like, what is it that, when you're doing a young age, clearly you're doing something different, you three? Yeah,
well, we grew up on the Gold Coast mainly. We moved to Melbourne when I was, I think, 13 or 14. So we were there on the Goldie prior to that. So, we had an acre block, had every sport you could play. Sort of had a basketball court, footy oval marked out with paint, and it was a dream for three, young kids who love sport. So, we just mucked around in the backyard and played every sport every day. So that was probably a testament to that, I guess, which set us up. But I think it just comes back down to the passion and the love for it, like for Levi and I, and Lucy. Like, we all love footy and want to be great at it. So, we invest a lot of time into it, and they're a bit younger and a little bit behind me, but they're starting to understand those things that we've just been discussing around the professionalism and the dedication you need to succeed. So they're starting to tap into that and reaping the rewards.
Love it. Now there's I need to read the great man's name out. As I said, we've had some great questions that have popped in, but now that Danny Rich has retired, I believe that your old man's number is available, the 10.
It is, yep.
So will you be moving in? This is from Matt Hogg. Will you be moving into number 10 following Dan Rich's retirement like the old man?
It's a good question.
Have you thought about it?
I did have a think about that. It crossed my mind. I'm not sure what the club's going to do about it, to be honest. I'll stay on the 8, I think. I want to stay number 8 and trying to forge my own legacy, I guess, or stay on my own journey and same path. And I'm not sure they might,
So if they come to you and said, mate, we think you should jump in 10, you'd say, no, I'm happy with 8.
Potentially. There's a few things that could change up until then. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it this year, though, depending on, I don't think any of the new recruits are taking it, or I'm not sure.
They might give it a year off.
They could do that. Yeah, that'd be.
Oh, you can't leave smart. 10 on the sidelines, can you? It's a great number. Not you, but anyone. Like, you'd think a young draftee.
Yeah, you'd want.
Have you got a first round pick?
I think so. No.
Yeah, you can't give it to anyone. Freo shouldn't have gave me 11. I should have had 50. It's great though. You got number 8. If you had 38, like some high number, you'd jump into 10, wouldn't you?
Sure, yeah.
It's pretty important getting a low number.
Absolutely, it is.
What numbers were available when you went to the Lions?
Well, free agency and the trades before the draft. So I I think 5 became available, but obviously we got Dunks and he swooped in there.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite. Obviously, James Hurd fan.
Yeah. I was keen on 5, but then Dunks got in there, which is fair enough. I think it was 8, and then there was a fair gap. I don't know, maybe in the 20s or something. So, I got on that pretty quickly.
That's something I admire about Nick Dacos. He's got the high number. I was 35 and he's stuck with it. Yeah. Normally I think they changed the rules because they normally give it to the first draft, the first year. But he's stuck with it and he's made it famous.
Yeah.
35.
Fair enough. Yeah. Absolutely.
Did you when you grew up, who was some athletes that it's another question. I'm stealing questions here. I need to read their names out, but I'll read them out in a second. Who were some athletes that you really looked up to as a young kid?
Yeah, I got probably 2 key ones. Well, reason why I really wanted number 8 and love wearing number 8 is because of Kobe Bryant. He came in and wore 8 when he was young, and so he's probably from a American sport perspective, he's probably one of my idols, and that probably taps back into we've discussed a little bit around the professionalism and the discipline and drive and all those sorts of things. He sort of was a key one in inspiring me to go down that path, I guess. And then the other one was Joel Selwood, who everyone knows. And I think one thing that I admired I was a Geelong fan growing up. One thing I admired about him was his leadership and his ability to lead on field and drive the standards and lead by example. And that's something I try and pride myself on from a leadership perspective. Captaining a few teams last year with the Dragons and Metro and things like that. So they're probably the 2 main ones.
Love it. Yeah, and Joel's one of the best blokes you can, nicest guys in the world.
Yeah.
Is a perfect example. When did you, so when you were growing up, I heard you were good at other sports. Was there any other sports that you thought you might, pick over AFL, or was AFL always the one?
No, AFL I was always pretty sold and wanted to play AFL, but that was probably one thing Mum always wanted us to do was play other sports. And I played rugby union for school on the Gold Coast for a number of years and loved that. That was good fun. But like swimming, athletics, cross country, all those things that are sort of attached to the school, I always did them right up until I graduated. So I think, they set you up as well from those things with the discipline and that standpoint, but also just the physical fitness and giving back to the school as well.
Yeah. Let's go to the questions. That last one was from Wacko Jacko. That was his name. So Wacko Jacko, thanks for writing in. Mate, some questions here about your funniest on-field interaction in your first year from Harry Lord. Is there something that stands out?
Funniest on-field interaction. One that I was a bit surprised by, to be honest, was when we were playing the Suns. Q clash and Nick Holman and I had a little bit of a scuffle. I'm not sure why that actually ended up happening, but that was sort of a bit of a talking point that week in the club. And I don't want to talk about that too much, but it was a pretty interesting one. Just sort of happened and
push and shove. He's a good man, Nick, but we got to get him back next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. So that was. I can't think of anything really, really funny. But that was just sort of a weird, interesting one. That was a bit of fun on the field.
Did he just come for you? Was he tagging you or something?
No, I don't know. I just handballed it off and he got me in a bit of a headlock and we had a bit of a roll around on the ground, which is a bit of fun. But it was a bit of a surprising one.
The Q Clash will heat up next year. It's going to be that's what you got to do. You got to get some a bit of grunt in it. But I
don't mind it.
Yeah, it should be a great little clash next year with Dimmer going up there and you boys just coming out of the grand final. You know what I mean? They're going to be going, well, we want to take their head off. They're the king of Queensland at the moment.
Yeah, well, round 20 they were had a number, which was they played. Yeah, I watched that game and that was beat us up. So that was it'll be good first one next year. It'll be fun.
Love it. I can't skip past this one. I don't know how many people have asked this question. Your hair routine. This is from RB Guthrie and a few others. Your hair's slick, premium. Do you put a heap of product? Talk to me about the routine. Are you washing it, conditioning it every day? Are you slicking it back? Is it naturally sitting like that?
I've got this question a fair bit, but it's a pretty boring answer, to be honest. I don't do a whole lot. Just, your typical shampoo and conditioner, every week or so. And
so once a week?
That's, probably, put gel in it every now and then. Just
bit of gel, so not wax, just gel.
Yeah, just pretty basic stuff that just sort of sits in place. I'm pretty keen for a haircut. It's getting pretty long, I reckon. So.
And who cuts the hair? Like, is it when you go to hairdressers? Are you very like, hey, keep this looking?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got one here in Melbourne and one back in Queensland, and can't deviate away from them. So
what do you say to them when you roll in?
Oh, they know now.
Yeah, but when you started, you're like, oh, just clean it up, but don't touch the you can't be shaving it and that, just a little trim.
Yeah, it's a particular process. Like you got to. I don't mind the mullet, so we got to shave the sides and clean up around the ears, and then keep it pretty long at the back. We just keep it level.
What's with
basic
the
stuff?
Why does everyone have mullet? How long do you reckon mullets are going to last?
I don't know.
Like yours is a slick mullet, and there's a lot of they look good, but
yeah.
Do you think they're gonna when do you reckon they'll phase out?
I don't know. They ebb and flow a bit. I'm keen. I want to shave my head, to be honest. Really. I don't know. It'd be pretty fun. So I don't know.
Well, summer shaved head when you're back, maybe. 'Cause, it gets hot up there.
Yeah.
Righto. Let's keep going through a couple of questions here. Oh, here's a good one. Nicole Dean. Has anyone ever told you that you look like Prince Charming from Shrek?
Yeah, I've got that a little bit. Yeah, I've seen that around a little bit. That my mate's teasing me about it a bit. So,
you're a good looking lad. You just own that.
Yeah, I'll take it. He's not a bad looking.
You'd rather that than Shrek?
I would. Yeah, I would. But no, I've got that a bit. So yeah.
Drew Howlett, this is a nice question for, and this will relate to what you're doing. But any advice for small midfielders who are about to be playing kids heaps bigger than them out there? What would your advice be? Because no doubt you've probably been in that position.
Yeah, I think. One thing I learnt, or was instilled in me through Lockie Neal was, just priding yourself on being clean. That was something I always sort of try to pride myself on it from a junior standpoint. But getting into the club now, you just see how hard he works on that. So, I think that's the key one. It doesn't matter how big or how small or whatever. It matters how clean you are over the footy. When there's pressure on, you don't fumble. So that's something that I'd probably, spread to give him and everyone really, not just small midfielders, but any midfielder to really pride yourself on being clean over the footy and not fumbling.
Love it. From Macchia, what have you personally enjoyed most about your footy journey so far, especially at the Lions, AFL football?
AFL. Would have been nice to talk about the final series, but that was unfortunately cut short. But I think not necessarily a specific moment, but I think just the AFL environment in general, especially being around the club at the Lions, it's just the opportunity to go in week to week and build up and train and play and get better as a team. But if I was going to put one moment, it was probably the goal of the year. That was that was pretty nice to get that sail through. So I don't remember that much, to be honest, but that was sort of a nice little moment, I guess.
Well, we're going to talk about the Milwaukee handiest tool, but we might as well bring it up right now. The Milwaukee's handiest moment, I should say. Mate, I'm imagining that is it. I don't want to give you an answer, but let's be honest, it's the handiest thing I've seen, and you got rewarded on Brownlow night. Try break it down a little bit better. Your Milwaukee Tool's handiest moment. I'm kind of giving it away here, but we know with Milwaukee and handy, and this is what you did. I remember watching the replay because I think I was out, and we're like, how has he done that? And what round was that?
7, I think.
So it's early, and obviously, as I said, a lot of hype going through. As a young draftee, talk to me about the moment. Even you would have watched the replay. How many times did you watch the replay? Be honest.
Probably 10.
Oh, you're lying. 10,000, I reckon. Can you break it down for me? And then maybe the aftermath. A lot of people would have been reaching out going, mate.
Yeah. No, really early in the second quarter. I was a bit quieter in the first. I was started on ball in the second. I was pretty keen to get involved and get going a bit. And on the move at the forward 50 stoppage, and the ball was sort of off the rucks and they were bouncing. It was getting hit, a bit further back than usual. Probably wasn't getting the soft drop, so sort of ran that boundary pattern, and it sort of spilt out and tried to tap it forward, if you can see in the vision. It sort of stayed behind me a bit, so just sort of went up and reached back for it and grabbed it and threw it on the boot. I'm not sure why I decided to. I think that everything leading up to it was pretty stock standard, jumping up and getting it, maybe giving off a handball, but that's why I decided to try and, the instinct just kicked in, I guess. And, sort of kicked the banana on the outside. And I was sort of in line with the goals when it was sort of floating, so I couldn't really tell if it was going through, and sort of just listen to the crowd. And, not sure it happened.
Mate, it's one of the most spectacular goals. I don't think you could, you probably could, but I reckon if you tried to do it not just you, but everyone 1,000 times, I don't reckon they'd get it through. It's to do it on game day like that. It's amazing what happens when your instincts kick in. You don't even think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you were thinking about it, you'd probably miss it. Well, congratulations on the goal of the year. Again, not many people win that award, and especially in their first year. Certainly something to celebrate. And you'll be going home, mate, with our brushless pruning shears and our leather holster from Milwaukee Tools. Beautiful. So lightweight design offers maximum accessibility and control while reducing user fatigue. So no fatigue over here, big boy. Take the skins off. Don't worry about that. 15,000 cuts per charge on a 13mm branch, and it comes with a 2.5 amp starter pack. And as I said, the leather holster to get you started. Talking about the Milwaukee Tools, how do you go in the garden now? You're quite handy. You got to have some weaknesses, mate. You can't be good at everything.
No, that probably is a weakness of mine. I'm living with Jasper Fletcher and Shadow Brainer, who's a rookie at the club as well, and he's pretty handy. He loves that sort of stuff, so he'll be thrilled with the.
Love that. Make sure you send some. Put him to work. Trim the garden, all the hedges. You got the tools there. A big shout out to Milwaukee as always. We thank you for your support. Back to a few more questions. What does an average game day look like for you? I'd imagine you're very, as I said, you're very professional and set in your ways, and a lot of people are different. Some people are just cruisy. But what does your prep look like just the night before? Just say it's a 2:00 game, right? What does your prep look like on a Friday arvo into a game day?
Yeah, I'm not too rigid. Obviously, because we're traveling a little bit, it'll vary a little bit. But I try to stay pretty consistent with what I'm doing in terms of eating and stuff like that, just so I'm not,
what are you
sick
eating
or anything. So the night before, it depends again, sort of just if we're traveling or not. But chicken, rice, and veggies. Try and keep it pretty, stock standard to not feel too different the next day. And then like oats. The day of the game, having oats and fruit and stuff like that. Maybe like a sandwich and some more rice. I don't mind rice. I'd prefer the rice over the pasta.
White rice or brown?
Either one.
Doesn't
not too
matter.
fussy, nah. And then sort of on game, like when I get to the ground, I have a little pack that I have, so like the gels and the energy bars and Red Bull and stuff like that. But from outside of the nutrition stuff, probably like going for a walk in the morning and getting myself moving a little bit. Then I'll probably have a sleep like midday or if it's a 2:00 game, probably won't. But if it's a later game, just try and relax in the middle of the day. And we get into the ground very early these days, so there's not a whole lot of time if you think about a 2:00 game.
How early? Like 2 hours,
2 hours 15, yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the stuff to really prepare goes on when you get there. So yeah.
And if I'm playing with you, if I'm walking past, slapping you on the ass, geeing you up, you don't like that, or you like to be left alone, or you get kind of just once you're there, you start to just relax a bit?
No, relax. I'm pretty relaxed. I don't
cruisy.
Yeah, just cruise. Like there's maybe a few little blocks of 20 minutes where I'm just trying to get some stuff done, have a think about the game, and don't say too much. But yeah, I'm pretty cruisy.
Music? You a music man?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
The boys love it. Like
you don't need to motivate yourself. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie loves the big speaker and the tune, so you sort of just
I can imagine
just get what you're giving him, I guess, what he puts on. So
and some players that have really impressed you at the Lions. No doubt a lot. There's a great club, but just what's it been like? I mean, I know Dunks and Lockie Neal really well, and a few other boys you mentioned. But what's it like to be working in that midfield group and some coaches? Anyone's kind of taught you something you didn't know?
Yeah, I think those guys definitely from a midfielder's perspective have been huge. But yeah, from a coaching standpoint, Cam Bruce, the midfield coach. Really, really close with him and work with him. We'll probably talk to him most days in the season, trying to just build on week-to-week performances. So he's been a huge impact on me, and I think focusing a little bit more on the defensive work and how I can best position myself defensively and execute those things to better, kickstart my offense, I guess. So just trying to tweak little things throughout the week, have different plans week to week, and he's been huge for me. And it also with my injury, just a great support network for me outside of footy, which will no doubt help me with our relationship when I get back playing.
Yeah, that's it's important, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Someone that's not just a coach, but a good mate you can call. Some days you just need to have a chat and talk a bit of life because you're struggling. We've got one here, James Stapleton. Anything special coming with Rockaby Farms, mate? Special shout out to Rockaby. They are the best protein shake by a mile. Yeah. I've messaged you about them before.
Yeah.
What's your favourite flavour?
Oh, I was never into the coffee, but I love the coffee
now.
Yeah? Yeah, or the vanilla, which is...
I smash honeycomb.
Really?
Honeycomb and chocolate, full.
I don't know.
And they sell out all the time. I don't know whether it's a strategy, but Rockaby, start sending more down to Woolworths because they sell out every day.
Every day, yeah.
So you got to load up.
Any plans with them? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty keen to start on board with them. I wouldn't mind, getting a couple of new flavours out there or something. That'd be pretty fun.
What flavour would you bring out? Let's if Rockaby's listening right now. Obviously, anyone out there, it's a protein shake, but they've obviously got all other things. But most of the things you're drinking,
like a mango one or something.
Oh, mango, you reckon?
Yeah, I used to love that when I was growing up. Mango smoothie. Right. So, and that's sort of I don't know how that'd work with them, but I'd be pretty keen on that.
Well, it comes down to sales, but mango, if the big dog, the ambassador wants it, they should bring out a limited range. Now, mate, let's get you in some RIXXs. You been getting much sun in the off season?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I've been heading down the beach a bit. So,
where's your local?
We're spending a bit of time on the Goldie, so down in Burleigh and just cruising around those streets.
Yeah, that's the grass, mate. I got you two options because I know I've given you, you're rocking a pair before. We've got the Melrose here.
Yep.
I've got the cherry and I've also got the champagne. You can pick one of them and chuck them on.
Yeah, beautiful.
With the RIXX on tour. And anyone out there, by the way, we have our Black Friday sale on right now. So our discount code won't work when the sale's on, but get in, everything / website, going crazy, biggest time of the year. Mate, leave them on while I ask you this question. Or you're going to try the other ones on?
I'll try these.
Try the other ones on. And also, it's there's gift with purchases, special deals of the day. So if you head to RIXXeyewear.com, you'll be able to check it out. The boys have given you approval on what colour. Which colour, boys? What do you like, champagne or the cherry? Cherry.
They were talking about the cherry all the way here. They were hoping if you had a few spare ones.
Well, I don't know the boys were in town. We would have been able to give the boys a little pair. Now, RIXX on tour. Everyone watching, the great man's wearing the cherry Melrose. If you were to bring two teammates on tour with you, they all get a pair of RIXXs. They go away. You got to go international, all right? Where are you going and who are you taking? They have to be boys you play footy with.
Good question. I think we were planning to go this year with a couple of the boys, so I'll probably take the two housemates. You can't leave one of them out, so I'll probably take Shadow and Jasp to America. I reckon you can't go past the NFL, the NBA, the golf combination over there. So probably do a little tour around.
What's the location you'd go?
Yeah, I don't know. I've only been sort of LA, San Diego, so I wouldn't mind going. Or big Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
I was going to say Pittsburgh, probably not the best spot to go, but it'd be great for a little weekend.
It'd be good to get to the stadium maybe and New York. I would love to go back to San Diego. It was a pretty cool spot. So
probably the three. I haven't been to San Diego, but I love Newport, which is just in the middle of San Diego and outside of LA.
Yeah, unreal.
Well, there you go. RIXX on tour, mate. They're yours. Sorry, boys at the back. The great man didn't give me the heads up. But anyone out there, again, RIXXeyewear.com. Get online. Black Friday sales are on. If you're listening to this outside of Black Friday, we've always got our discount code ACES where you get 20% off and free express shipping. Well, mate, let's talk about plans next year. Have you written down some goals? What are you trying to achieve next year? We've already spoken about the injury. Round 8, 9, 10 is the comeback. Yep. The club's flying. Have you written down a few things that you want to do next year that you feel comfortable sharing with everyone?
Yeah, probably now I'm moving into that phase where I'm pretty keen to start looking forward to next year and from a physical standpoint, as I alluded to before, doing a lot more running now and racking up the Ks and starting to kick. So it's probably, a good time to start thinking that way. And I think the impact I've always wanted to have in an AFL environment was just help the team win and win a premiership. But that's probably where my focus will be when round 1 comes around next year. I'll have those, a few extra weeks to prepare and get myself really ready physically and mentally to to come in fresh, hopefully round 8, and make a really strong push to finals and have an impact there. So that's sort of my goal is, obviously having to miss a few games, which is unfortunate, but wrap my head around that now and, just bring a new dimension and bring that run and that contested work that I try and pride myself on back into the side to help win games.
Oh, mate, love it. And very excited to see you back in action. Wishing you all the best with recovery and obviously the business stuff as well. Give everyone another shout out. It's the 2nd of December?
3rd of December.
3rd of December.
Yep.
The Oval is?
Barker Oval in
What
Sandy.
time are we starting off?
Well, there's 4 different age groups. So if you jump on the event booking and have a look around, it's 11 to 16.
And what's the Instagram handle?
At Wash Underground PW.
Beautiful. We'll shout that out in the podcast. We'll put it in the show notes as well. Mate, I hope Pittsburgh Steelers stop winning because my Ravens are just above them and I don't know how your boys are hanging in there. Have you got any predictions for the NFL before we close out? Who do you think is going to take it out?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty wide open this year. There's no real team that's taken off. So I think, it'll be a pretty – I can't go past the Chiefs, man. So they'll just find a way. They'll, get the 1 seed or have a bye and just win at home. And I reckon they'll get there at least.
I don't think the Chiefs can win it again. I think they'll be right there, but surely they can't. We need to mix it up. San Fran, I think San Fran now are looking the scariest with that defense.
Yeah.
And if they've got they've got Debo and Ayuk and C-Mac and Kittle, like they've got that much, mate, it's like they've got that much money on the park. Surely they get it together. But I'm hoping it's just, I wouldn't mind seeing Dallas in the Super Bowl just because they're so big.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a big spectacle.
But mate, it's going to be exciting. Well, like I said, all the best. We'll touch base again. We'll get you on when you're back later next year. Hopefully got a medal around the neck. Little Norm Smith. And again, everyone listening, thank you for your support. If you want to check out the Great Man's Business, check it out in the notes below. We'll put in your Instagram and all that kind of stuff as well. But we'll get right behind him next year. Hopefully round 6 or 7, but it's probably looking like round 9 or 10. Knowing physios, it'll be round 12. They'll give you 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
So you're good to go. But thanks, brother.
Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate it, mate. And all the best.
Thank you. Cheers.
See you guys. See you next week. One more time because I really mean it. I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support you continue to give us at the American Aces. If you want to further support us, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the follow button so you can keep up to date with all our exciting shows and announcements. Righto, now it's time to give our sponsors a massive plug. Lead the charge with Milwaukee. Performance, power, precision, no petrol hassles. Learn more at milwaukeetool.com.au. Milwaukee, nothing but heavy duty. Aces, I know I always talk about the RIXXs, but I got to offer you the discount again. In case you've forgotten or in case you're sleeping under a rock, we have a special discount code for everyone that listens to this podcast or watch the podcast. It's ACES. Head online to rixeyewear.com.au and use the discount code ACES and you'll get 20% off. That's right, 20% off, 1/5 at checkout and free express shipping. So head online, rixeyewear.com.au and check it out.